I would see that blank wall, which is the entrance to the estate. So as people were walking through, I saw that really what they were coming into was a drab area, and I thought that we've got to be able to do something with this entrance to make it look more welcoming to visitors and to the tenants as they were coming in and out from there.
So this morning we spent taking the time to get to know one another, finding out about people, the reason people were here and what they were expecting, and a little bit more background to them as individuals and something unusual about them as well. Then now we are going to go off-site and we're going to go to some streets which are very nearby, looking at some of the old walls in the area and taking photos of those to use as inspiration for the rest of the project. So what I'm really trying to get you to do here is see that these are walls, and the walls in themselves are works of art, and it's how we then take what we see here and what we're going to go out to do this afternoon, which is go and take photos of the walls that we're going to encounter in detail, and then replicate that onto the walls of your estate, and that's through the use of pattern and colour and texture and detail. For me, the walls idea was kind of drawn out of the fact that we walk past the detail in these spaces every day. And in terms of the final composition of what we want to create, the idea is that it's made up of lots of different panels that we have each individually created. So it would be a bit like a patchwork quilt, but the idea is that it all comes together to create all sorts of different walls that we've encountered around the area. When I asked people on a scale of 1 to 5 how they felt about their estate, 1 being that they really didn't enjoy living here and 5 being they thought it was a fantastic place to live, 95% of people said 5. Although conversely, when we asked people if they'd like to see artwork on the estate, in particular in the spaces that we've identified that are quite bland, everyone said yes.
Laurie gave some examples of what she'd photographed on walls. That inspired us to then go out for a walk and look at old walls, new walls, all different colours, textures, and it was very interesting to sort of look again at walls in a different way.
I think it's very important for the people living here to feel bright, to feel energetic every time when I walk in or walk out. So if we can draw something on the wall and make people have a good feeling beginning of the day and welcome when they come back at the end of the day. So I think it's very meaningful to all the people living here.
So this is all new to me. This art side that I'm doing now is something very new to me, and I'm really enjoying it because I think everybody's talented in lots of ways. It's just tapping in on it,
So we've just spent the morning at Tate Modern, and we were looking at specific paintings which I was using to reference various different techniques and styles that we might adopt to create the paintings for the mural.
It's really amazing, all the paintings and the sculptures. I've never seen them before, and I do feel some inspiration from them.
It's an eye-opener. It's the first time for me, and I've really enjoyed it. Yeah.
All along the way I was kind of referencing the walls that we were looking at, and at the end it was great because Amber came up to me with a kind of zoomed in part of one of the Richter paintings, and we both agreed that you could have the Richter alongside a photo of one of the walls that we've been taking, and actually you'd be kind of hard pressed to know which one was which. We are at St Ethelburga's Centre, which was a former church, but the reason we're here is because they've got some incredible old historic walls, and I really thought this would act as an incredible inspiration for the group to think about and observe a lot of walls that might form an inspiration for their piece that they'll finally do. So when you're taking photos today, just sort of bearing those kind of this sort of thing in mind, real close-ups, and capturing all the kind of little details in the wall. Part of the other reason we're here is because Jeff, who is involved in a lot of the other Peabody art projects, invited us down, because we want to ensure there's a kind of element of longevity in the participants' kind of engagement with this project, that once it's finished that they can hopefully then go on to participate in some of Jeff's classes at Priory Green Centre and also on other estates around London.
But these were all left intact, you see, these walls. But I think they are beautiful. I mean, whoever sees bits of wood and tiles and that, like brick and stone.
We've started on what they're working on now, which is referencing some of the photos we've taken of the walls and also some of the artists that we've been referencing who use kind of abstract techniques and are creating designs as we speak.
In daily life, you're not always involved in something like this, you know, so it's interesting that you can come here and take part in a joint kind of, you know, activity, a communal thing with paint and stuff, you know, art. It's interesting because I don't always do this well. I never do this stuff. So I thought it'd be quite interesting to just come here, see what I can do, explore a side of me that I don't get to explore, and also contribute to a bigger thing here. We don't have to just let, oh yeah, Peabody will take care of the look of the estate and we'll just sit here. I think you realise you can take part in creating your environment in a way. So I think it's good for that reason.
We want to make these tenants, or have these tenants have a sense of community. Anytime they come in, as soon as they walk in, they see this, they feel at home. That's the idea of having this mural. And at the same time, the world was not very good. So doing this will make them feel a sense of community. We don't live here. It's their world. They'll be seeing it every day. It is important that they're part of the project, that they're involved in the project, because it's their idea. And with the wall, at least they can, if they're passing along, they can say, oh, that's a section I painted, or that's a section I helped design. That's why it's important that they're involved in this.
Yeah, it's really nice just to have people walking back and forth and talking to people and hearing their opinions about it. And we've got lots more people involved as well, like Norman here, who's been doing an incredible job. We've got some younger ones hanging around. We've got some younger girls. We've got Norman. We've got all sorts. Yeah, we've got and obviously Shirley, who's been here for the whole time. He's been amazing.
My initial reaction is that it's something people can live with. And I'm sure that's because Laurie, who was involved in organising this, she's listened to people and she's heard what they've got to say, and she just hasn't told them what to do. She's tried to involve people and give them an equal part of the sort of input.
I think it just makes it more welcoming to have art around, yeah. I mean, I'm meeting residents that I probably wouldn't have met before, and I'll be able to point to bits and say, I did that, so it'll be fun.
Well, basically, I like taking part in painting, and I like painting, and it was a good experience.
If you see in the winter, it like looks gloomy, looks pitch dark here. So you now got something interesting to look at if it's raining.
As a foreigner, I live here and I seldom talk to my neighbors. But after joining this project, I started knowing people in this neighbor, and I tried a lot of fun to make friends with them because we have many different cultural backgrounds, and I talk to different people coming from different cultural backgrounds, and I really enjoy it.
We've made new friends. Some of the volunteers have made new friends with one another. It's been an eye-opener really, because this estate is so diverse and yet so peaceful, and I think a project like this can, you know, help bring people together who might be isolated as well. You know, so yeah, it's a good thing. I'll take something with this away with me, and it's been a happy time for me, and I've enjoyed it thoroughly.